Larry. Say it with me now. Longturnlarry. It is I, your honorable sensei, across from me,
the vicious scumbag.
We about to talk about these spoilers.
That's right. It's outlaw time.
In Thunder Junction, and we got junk in the motherfucking trunk. You heard me?
Junk into who? Junk into what? Junk.
You got junk in the trunk.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
I got this off the block.
Ooh, and it's still hot, fresh from the truck, out the kitchen, wishing.
We're going to hurry up and get started. First card, Sword of Wealth and Power. Is a 3-mana equipment. Equipped creature gets +2/+2 and has protection from instants and sorceries. Whenever equipped creature deals combat damage to a player, create a treasure token. When you next cast a instant or sorcery spell, copy that spell. You may choose new targets for the copy to equip. What you gonna give this, boy?
That's how the card makes me feel. I give this a 30. This is our 99 breakdown. So no commander score. These are just in the 99. I gave it a 30 out of 99. I feel like this is a good powerhouse sword.
What does that even mean? It's a 1 good? Is a 90 good? What?
So in these scales, a 99 is I would not consider this. Pick something else.
It's the last card you put in your deck.
And a 1 is you better put this into your deck.
Staple. Delicious. Yep. You know what? Before I even put the commander in, I'm putting this card in.
It's a must-have go-to. So we're looking at the Sword of Wealth and Power here, and I think out of the 99, it's a solid 30.
I gave it a 32. Really, really solid card. It really don't give you any like creature protection, but if you already got ward, you might as well slap this on there. You're never gonna kill it.
All the swords are good. I think this is a weaker sword.
This is a weaker sword, but it gives you treasures and helps you, copy spells. Maybe you put it on something that's already got evasion.
True.
And then whoop.
Not a bad equipment, to say the least. Next, we have arguably the chase card for the set, Oko the Ringleader. 2 colorless blue-green for everyone's favorite planeswalker, thirst trapping and cowboy theme. He says, at the beginning of combat on your turn, Oko the Ringleader becomes a copy of up to 1 target creature you control until end of turn, except he has hexproof. Comes out with 3 loyalty counters. The +1, draw 2 cards. If you have committed a crime this turn, discard a card. Otherwise, discard 2 cards.
Boom.
-1, create a 3/3 green elk creature token. And finally, the ultimate. -5, for each other non-land permanent you control, create a token that's a copy of that permanent. This is a not food Oko. Still elk, but I feel like this is a really unique one. I was salty about this, so I gave him a score of 99.
Because you got 99 problems and your girl about to be 1 when Oko show up.
He gonna turn me into an elk.
He's number 1. I think Oko is a super cool card. I don't care if it's even good. It is. It's all right.
It is good, though. It is.
Like, he can always just be like your best creature.
Mm-hmm.
If you commit them crimes by targeting anything your opponent's control, it does give you card advantage. It does protect itself. And the ultimate's not hard to get to.
No. Two turns. Yeah, a single, 2 go-arounds, and then you could do it without him dying.
All of your stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, no, like he realistically, I'll take away my salt. Because I actually love him. I love Oko. I give him like the top 5. He's in the top 5 of the set. He is.
Top five.
Dylon.
Because I spit hot fire.
I spit hot fire.
The next card we have is Nexus of Becoming. 6 colors for an artifact at the beginning of combat on your turn. Draw a card. Then you may exile an artifact or creature card from your hand. If you do, create a token that's a copy of the exiled card, except for it's a 3/3 golem artifact creature in addition to its other types.
It's not bad. I don't think it's the worst thing.
I gave it a cool dub.
Mm-hmm.
It's a dub.
I gave it a 20. I'm right there with you. I think this could easily fit in a lot of decks. I feel like it will, 6 is heavy, but it's colorless, and it's easy to reduce.
It's 6 mana. You draw a card and you get to exile a card from your hand and make a creature. You can turn a big creature small or a small creature medium.
the Goldilocks,
right.
Goldilocks artifacts.
Right. Just right. 3/3 golem was good.
Ooh, you lost a equilateral.
Socialism.
This is brought to you in part by a country that we don't talk about.
Oh, snap.
That's right. Because they would hear this and say,
Nope.
So, next one up here is Insatiable Avarice. This is, I feel like, a card that a lot of people might have overlooked. So for a single black, we have a sorcery that is a spree. It's a new typing or a new ability. It says choose one or more additional costs. I mean, it's just kicker with, So the first one is for 2 extra colorless. You may search your library for a card, then put that card on top. For 2 extra black, target player draws 3 cards and loses 3 life. Or you could do it all together. I think the only thing that would have made this hyper powerful was that it's an instant. But outside of that, really good.
It's just like a 3 mana imp seal.
Yep. Hard to knock it. Hard to knock.
5 mana, draw some cards, or 3 mana, draw some cards.
Yeah, 5 mana imp
seal, put that card into your hand and draw some more cards, or just draw some cards, or make somebody else draw some cards. You're gonna lose this to
This is how you die.
This is a bolt.
Yeah, this is a bolt of knowledge. I gave it a 3. I saw this as just another must include tutor, super, easy replacement for those hyper expensive ones.
I gave it a 25. It's a cool card if you need a tutor and you're not trying to, pay a bunch of money. Pretty much an auto include if you're the type of person who likes tutors.
Mm-hmm.
Next card.
This is one of the first ones besides it's Insatiable. I was surprised that you were a 25.
It's a tutor. A tutor can only be so bad.
That's true. It can only be so good as well.
Yeah, I'm just if your deck sucks, a tutor ain't gonna do nothing to help you.
Hey, I'm gonna go get that jank faster.
My God, I need my throne and my scepter.
He already knows.
All right, next card is Vraska Joins Up. It is a green and a black for a legendary enchantment. Whenever Vraska joins up, enters the battlefield, put a death touch counter on each creature you control. Whenever a legendary creature you control deals combat damage to a player, draw a card.
I love these.
The join up.
Mm-hmm. I like all the join ups.
Were they copies of the was it the Planeswalkers? The Vows.
Oh yeah. It's exactly what it is.
It's this evil Vows.
It totally is. Hey, Tiny Bones isn't evil.
He's evil. He's made out of bones.
He's small evil. Tiny evil. Well, how you feel about Vraska?
I gave it 30. If you're in exactly playing some type of green black and you playing legendary creatures, you get Death Touch, and then on all your creatures, which is wild. And then whenever you deal combat damage, you draw a card. like solid. Like, how you gonna be mad?
Yeah, no, I don't think it's bad. It's a 2-drop. This is 2-drop. I compared this to like Boa. I think it's called Boa of Nyla. It is like another like blanket death touch, and that's a 4-drop. And don't get me wrong, it does other things, but just Vraska joins up. I was really happy to see that it's like stay true to the Gorgon origin. He was after that Gorgussy.
Gorgoose.
I gave it a solid 10. I have a soft spot for Death Touch. I thought this was really powerful, but it also made me salty because of Shalab.
Is that a train?
Oh, man. And it's getting robbed. We got...
Wow! Incredible!
It's the Great Train Heist. For just a red, we have another spree card, but this one is an instant. So for a red and then an additional 3, 2 colorless and a red, untap all creatures you control. If it's your combat phase, there's an additional combat phase after this. We're off to a great start. +2 colorless, creatures you control get +1/+0 and gain first strike until end of turn. And lastly, for a red, choose target opponent. Whenever a creature you control deals damage to that player this turn, create a tapped treasure token. This is ridiculous. I mean, don't get me wrong. In total, that would be, 7 mana. But for 7 mana, I get an additional combat. I get first strike and 1 extra damage board wide. And then I create a bunch of treasure tokens. This is crazy good. I gave this a solid, this was my number 2. I gave this a solid number 2 spot.
Me, I'm not easily impressed.
The goblins were happy.
I gave it a 23 if you need more extra combats. This is instant.
Yeah.
It's a combat trick. You can, full send on somebody, and then if they try to crack back, I'm gonna just untap all my creatures, and they all have first strike, and you're gonna lose.
Holding up 7 is ridiculous, though.
And then, like, for 2 mana, you could just be like, all right, I have a whole bunch of creatures. I'm just gonna beat you in the face real quick, and then just like get a Dockside amount of treasures. They are tapped.
Yeah.
But
Shoot.
It was worth it for 2 mana.
Yeah, for two mana. Yeah, it's
They're not trying to make the same mistake again.
Yeah, they don't want to break a format.
You go ahead, take the next one.
Oh, there he is. The Tiny Bones. This is Tiny Bones Join Up. These are all legendary enchantments, by the way. So all of these legendary creatures got they're coming to join the gang. So Tiny Bones joins up for a black legendary enchantment, showing our tiniest of hosts. He says, whenever Tiny Bones joins up, enters the battlefield, any number of target players each discard a card. Whenever a legendary creature enters the battlefield under your control, any number of target players each mill a card and lose a life. This is so Tiny Bones. It's very good. They did a very good job of the essence of Tiny Bones. It's a discard, and then the legendary mill effect is odd. That one I'm surprised about, but it's cool for a black mana. That's a lot. So this goes to my number 2, just because I love the boy.
Number 2. That's not what I see here.
Oh, sorry. I'm looking at the wrong list. Sorry. 30. I gave this boy 30. He's still close to the heart, but I think the Gorgons,
the Gorgussy.
Yeah, the Gorgussy join up is more powerful.
Nah, this card is sort of buns. I don't care about it. I mean, I like mass discard.
It's
I
good.
think we need more cards like that. So this card can actually be a real archetype.
Yeah, I do feel like it's weaker. Now that you say that, I feel like it's gotten a lot of love lately.
I wish we had some instant speed make somebody discard.
And more than one, please.
But yeah, I like parts of this card. The mill just feels sort of throwaway.
That's how I felt. It felt like they were just
we need something else on this card.
give Tiny Bones the ability to mill with legendaries. Whenever I think of Tiny Bones, I think of a mono black Madness or discard deck. I don't think of Joda. Like, Tiny Bones joins up would fit perfect in a Joda deck. Like, legendary
I mean,
type
maybe
one.
you're making yourself mill so you can do stuff. I don't know. Now, we were talking about Gorgussy. We got to talk about the person who's getting in it. We have Jace Reawakened. He is a Planeswalker. Blue. He starts off with 3 loyalty counters. You can't cast a spell during your first, second, or third turns. His +1, draw a card, discard. His other +1, you may exile a non-land card from your hand, value 3 or less, from your hand. If you do, it becomes plotted. When a card becomes plotted, it cannot be cast until your next turn, and it has to be cast at sorcery speed. So, no plotting counterspell.
It's not a 4C style. It's
And
kind
then
of
the -6 until end of turn. Whenever you cast a spell, copy it. You may choose new targets for the copy. Jace he's okay. I think if you have the right deck, he can create like card advantage for you.
Yeah.
Because you are getting to plot a card. I forgot to say that the plotted card is casted for free.
yeah. They
When
normally
it
have
comes to your next turn.
They normally have a plot cost, like if it has plot.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
this can plot any 3 or less. So it's going to be free. So you play it on, let's say, turn 4. You get to play Jace. If you do need to draw a card, draw a card. I think that's probably like the worst mode on here.
Yeah.
It's just looting. The second one's really the one you're building for. Plotting hopefully a 3 mana card, and then getting to cast it for free, and then you get to hold up 2 mana.
Yeah. I don't think it's horrible, but I definitely feel like there have been more powerful Jaces. And I feel like this one is odd. It's not, the copying effect doesn't feel like Jace. I thought Jace was more milling
Jace
and
loves
card draw.
copies. He's not a mill.
I thought it was more geared towards card draw.
Yeah, but this one is technically like giving you some amounts of like card advantage. Technically, with his ultimate, and then like him plotting cards is, cheating on cost.
Yeah, that's kind of you getting around it. It's true. It's not horrible. What'd you give him?
I'm gonna actually lower this. I'm gonna give him a 43.
Yeah, I gave him a 40. I'm not mad at it. I don't think it's horrible. I think, like what you're saying, there's a deck that fits him. Oh, speaking of lower scores, we have Free Strider Lookout. 2 colorless and a green for a 3/3 human rogue with reach that states whenever you commit a crime, look at the top 5 cards of your library. You may put a land card from among them onto the battlefield tapped. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. This ability triggers only once each turn. I don't think this thing is super busted. I don't think it's super good. I gave it a straight down the middle 50. If the once per turn portion was off of it, I think it'd be more useful.
It would.
I know.
Broken.
It would be super powerful.
You would go infinite with like anything that like.
Yeah, it'd be busted. Maybe make
like you could use like the vexing little bug thing that removes a counter off something.
Yes.
It doesn't have to remove a counter, but it's still targeting it.
Yep.
And just be like every land.
Yeah, I mean you in theory could. But
This wants to be in a deck that does easily commit crimes, so you can trigger this every turn. If you meet that condition,
green though. It's mono green.
You don't have to be mono green. You could be green black.
But it has to be splashed in because green only has fight spells. And I mean, that is a crime, but I don't know. I just feel like green isn't good at committing crimes.
I mean, you can have like an artifact that does this.
Yeah, like what you're saying. Yeah, using the bug.
Like I was actually thinking about like making Oko the Ringleader a fake commander deck by breaking the rules, committing crimes. And like there's some artifacts that you can do that. Like exiling cards from graveyards is committing a crime. And you can do it pretty cheap.
Oh, okay. That's true because you're still targeting something.
You can look at somebody's hand. That's committing a crime.
Okay, maybe I'm making it feel more complex.
I mean, I still gave it a 50.
I mean, like I said, I see it middle of the road card.
It's buns, but you know, it's not.
Ooh, this next
super
one
buns.
is not buns.
Who this? Ooh, Vault-Born Tyrant.
That's a dinosaur.
Dinosaur. 5 colorless green for a 6/6 dinosaur. Trample. Whenever a Vault-Born Dinosaur or another creature with power 4 or greater enters the battlefield under your control, gain 3 life and draw a card. When Vault-Born Tyrant, I was about to say dinosaur, dies, if it's not a token, create a token that's a copy of it, except it's an artifact in addition to its other types.
This thing is so cool.
This is, you double tap the creature. You have to.
You have to. Look at the little mini-me's in the art.
And it's going to give you 6 life and draw you a card unless it's exiled.
I mean, this thing's just good. And dinosaurs are relevant typing. And it's I mean, don't get me wrong, 7 is it's a heavy, but 7
You're in
for
green. That's not.
Yeah. You're in green and it's a 6/6 trample. I mean, this thing's great.
I think for big, beefy, stompy Timmy stuff, like top tier.
Oh, you already know I love it.
Yeah.
Big Dino Smash.
Me, I gave it a 36.
What was your what is thought process? Only because not fit what honorable like?
No, I like big, smashy things. It's just like, I don't want to spend 7 mana for this.
Yeah, that's kind of how I felt about it. I gave it a 4. The reason why I'm giving it a 4 though is because I have a dinosaur deck, and this is an upgrade. That's a good dinosaur.
Like, yeah, it's not a bad card, like, whatsoever. Like I said, you have to kill this thing twice.
You got to kill it twice, and then it probably triggered something.
Like, yeah, like, essentially, you know, they had to spend, like, if this gets board wiped, it's gonna, gives you card advantage. Like, it's not a bad card. It's not, like, it's a very good top-end card that I would love to see.
Ooh, take the next one.
Ooh.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
It's a final showdown. Do-do-do-do-do. I'm pretty sure we've made this same joke like 5 times.
It's okay. It could be a running joke.
It can never be the final.
It can't.
Final showdown. It's white. Spree card. Instant.
I like these.
For 1, all creatures loses all abilities until end of turn. Not as good as you think. For another one, choose a creature you control. It gains indestructible until end of turn. 5, 3 colorless and white. Destroy all creatures. Let's not cap. This is most of the time going to be 6 mana, blow everything up, instant speed.
Yes.
Or 7 mana, save my commander, blow everything up, instant speed.
Yes, I highly doubt it's going to be 8. I highly doubt.
Maybe something's got indestructible that you need to get rid of.
Yeah. That's what I love about this card, because it does at least deal with indestructible. I don't care about the rest of the effects.
You know, the tyrant would just die and not come back.
It would. Like, this helps you deal with those, like, oddly sticky creatures. They just stick around no matter what you do. They're hard to get rid of. Would you say that this is the best?
This is a white staple. Mm-hmm. It's number one.
I couldn't agree more. I think this is a number one. This is a Yerman Sweaty Mid Jensen, like Mr.
Like, you're playing white. This is the card that you put in it. Like,
It is. Mr. Krabs stole his hat.
Yeah.
That was the final showdown. It was. Like, I agree. I think it's a little expensive, but instant speed board in route.
No, it's not expensive.
I was about to say route is 7, isn't it? Because it's normally 5, and then you spend 2 to make it instant. Yeah.
And then this has modes.
Yeah, like this has modes, and it's still cheaper.
Like you could just like make a creature indestructible if you don't need.
If it didn't have it, oh man, yeah.
You can, all those pesky dodge triggers. Nah. Oh, your whole board of aristocrats? No, it just dies and nothing happens.
Yeah, it's very powerful. Instant speed, just mind-boggling. Next, we got Make Your Own Luck. For 3 colorless and green-blue, a sorcery. Look at the top 3 cards of your library. You may exile a non-land card from among them. If you do, it becomes plotted. Put the rest into your hand. You may cast it as a sorcery on a later turn without paying its mana cost. This is cool. I like it. It's a very, very Simic. It feels very Simic. I like plot when it's like this. Doesn't have any limitation. It's just plot it. I gave it a 30. I think that it's good. I haven't had a chance to really interact with plot yet, so I don't have a super good feeling yet.
This card is bananas.
It's strong.
Somebody's gonna plot an Eldrazi.
Yeah, it's gonna happen.
And then you just put the other 2 cards in your hand.
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. It's good. It's good. There's no denying it's good.
Like even when it's mid, like, all right, I paid 5 mana. I plotted a 5 cost thing. I put 2 cards in my hand. This card is like sort of bonkers.
Yeah, it's like a Hypergenesis meets a brainstorm.
And then if you have any way to like manipulate the top card,
yeah, that's what I was just thinking. Yeah,
somebody's going to plot an Eldrazi.
It's very true.
And then draw 2 cards, and then take an extra turn or some stupid stuff, and then Eldrazi's here.
Yeah, if you have top deck manipulation or the ability to just view it so you know when's the opportune time to at least see 1 deep so you could cheat it before it gets to your hand. No,
even like I said, even at a mid level, say the other 2 cards were lands and you got like
you could
4 cost.
You could whiff. This could whiff.
If you hit 3 lands, yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
You just wasted your time.
Yeah, that's the only downside to it. It's only 3 deep.
Plotted a land.
I mean, yeah, that land's free.
Hey, it's plotted. I gave it a 15. I think it's cool. I really like it. Next card.
Dun, 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 dun.
Phil load. Come on, man.
Come on, man.
Come on, man. It's Key to the Vault. I'm trying to see what this card does, but it won't pull up for me. There it goes. Key to the Vault. A colorless and a blue for a legendary artifact equipment. Whenever you equip creature deals combat damage to a player, look at that many cards from the top of your library. You may exile a non-land card from among them. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in any random order. You may cast the exile card without paying its mana cost. Equip for 2 colorless and a blue.
I love this thing.
I think this thing's a trap.
I think it's good in the right hands.
I gave it a 10 and I still think it's a trap.
I also gave it a 10. And I feel like it is bait. I feel like it might be good enough bait.
It's a trap.
I'm just thinking about my Rafik of the many Many paths. I'm thinking of, my Exalted Infect deck, which is, or Zergo. Oh, no, Zergo is not blue. But this has a place. It does. Like a Mirakoff deck or my Investigate deck. This would be gross. Oh, or the Queen's Leviathan Kraken's deck or Stormkirk deck. That would be a really good fit.
I still think this thing's a trap. I like it.
I like it too.
Like that anime character that looks like a girl, and then on the second season you find that it's a boy.
They never spoke.
And then you still like it. You feel a type of way, but you still like it. That's exactly how I feel about this card.
Ruthless.
Like, man, if you was a chick,
we couldn't be friends.
You a dude, so I guess we just gonna be homies. I'm gonna be looking at you awkwardly.
What was that? The ice boy in Naruto on the bridge?
Haku, yeah. That's a girl.
I was like, that's a girl.
It's a nigga.
Oh, but it starts to speak. Wait a minute.
No, Haku sounded like a girl, and then you're like, oh, that's a boy.
I'll protect him. Him?
Yeah.
Him? Oh, man. Naruto.
Nani?
So confused. Next, we have Ruthless Lawbringer. Colorless white-black for a 3/2 vampire assassin. He says whenever he enters the battlefield, you may sacrifice another creature. When you do, destroy target non-land permanent. I know what they were going for. I don't know if they landed the way that they was hoping. I gave this a smooth 60.
It's there are decks that want this. None of my decks want this.
Agreed. I don't have anything that is excited.
Like, I actually no. Sephiroth could want this effect.
I mean, it's not horrible. I guess
It's still like you're sacking a thing and you're blowing up a non-land permanent. Like, that's still pretty good, but like, you're in white. I feel like you didn't need to do that.
You took extra steps for a simple process.
Like, I feel like you could have just paid 4 mana and just destroyed a creature with Chupacabra.
Yeah. There's really easy ways to do this.
Yeah, I don't think this is necessary.
I mean, like Swords, Path. Shoot, the one that just came out. If you see Bovine Intervention. Turn it into an ox.
Old Tech Matter Weaver. 2 colors and a white for Human Artificer. It's 2/4. Whenever you cast a creature spell, choose one. Create a 1/1 colorless gnome artifact creature token, or create a token that's a copy of target artifact token you control.
I don't know about that last part. I feel like that one's a little harder. But how you feel about Old Tech?
I think I give it a 40. Like, I don't know what deck this wants to go in.
I feel that the gnome
Like,
is weird.
I think the first one is like the best one.
Yeah.
Because, like, if I'm a creature deck and I want to be casting creatures, like, it makes more creatures for me. I don't know what white. I mean, maybe you're white blue.
Yeah.
You have artifacts energies, and you got. I just don't know what deck wants this.
Yeah.
The second part.
The second part is weird. And then the gnome typing, at least it's an artifact. But no, I agree. I think the top is the best. This is like what is it? Oketra? This is like a weak, weird Oketra.
It's a Tolbrand.
It is like
Remember the green-white, whenever you cast a creature spell, you get a 1/1 human creature token with training, and he has training.
Yes.
This is like a non-legendary version of him with the extra mode.
Not horrible.
No, like, it's not a bad card. It's cool.
I gave it a 35. I adjusted my score.
You ain't switching up on the fly. You cheating.
Well, I got insider information. Next, we have High Noon. I love the
you
fact
need to put some respect on this. Hold on. I'll let you start over. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo.
this town ain't big enough for the two of us.
Wow, wow, wow.
You meet me outside that bar at about high noon.
Boom.
High noon.
Real bad man.
And you know that's where they settle their differences. They both knew only one of them would walk away. High Noon, a colorless and a white enchantment. Each player can't cast more than one spell each turn. You only get one shot. 4 colorless and a red, sacrifice High Noon. It deals 5 damage to any target. The second part's irrelevant. I think it's there for flavor. But High Noon's good. I like a silence effect.
This isn't silence.
Well, like a tempo. You can only cast one spell. I like that.
This is a crap. Cannot remember the name of it.
Oh, you're trying to think of the you can only
The actual card. I don't care. But yeah, this is another one of these cards. I think it's the cheapest form of this.
Mm-hmm. I think it is too.
And like, yeah, we need more stacks pieces.
I can't wait. I want more of them.
I gave it an 8 because I like stacks pieces. And I love when my opponents can't do stuff. And I built my deck to do stuff on their turn. Haha. Counter spell.
Wah, wah.
Put this in my activated abilities deck and then watch you cry.
I think this thing is a beautiful card design. I think it's a fun stacks piece. It's not too crazy.
It's a fun and stacks piece.
I know, right? Say that 10 times fast. I gave it a 16. I say it's powerful.
I think it's a white staple for assholes like me.
Ooh.
Step between the worlds. Step in the name of love. 3 colorless blue. It's for sorcery. Each player may shuffle their hand and graveyard to the library. Each player who does draws 7 cards. Exile. Step between worlds. You can plot it for 4 colorless blue. What is this, like eons of what's the card this is trying to be?
It's trying to be like, yeah, I can't remember the name of it. It's like Windfall's older brother.
No, it's like eons of something. I can't remember what the card is. We're 0 and 2 for knowing the older card.
the ye olden lore.
Ye olden. But yeah, like if you want this effect,
It's not
you
bad.
can do it. It's a May, so you're not even forcing people to do it if they don't want to do it. That's what makes eons of whatever the card, I can't remember, cool. They have to. So for that reason, I gave it a 75.
I gave it a 35 just because I liked the group hugginess of this card. I also like good group hug cards.
This is not a hug card.
What do you mean? Each player may shuffle their hand and graveyard in their library. Then each player who does draws 7 cards.
This is not hugging.
It's like a wheel.
This is typically done to F with your opponents.
Yeah, but they don't have to. It's a May.
Right. That's why this card sucks.
I get what you're saying, but like if you played this, right? Like you played Step Between Worlds, I'm in. Like I'm down.
No, you're usually supposed to plot this and set this up for a turn where it kills everybody.
Oh, it's where like if they have to do it,
Yeah.
then they die.
That's the whole point. But it's a May.
Yeah, okay, I see what you're saying. For it to be gross, the fact that it's a May kind of makes it a yeah. Hey, I just like it. I thought it was nice.
I don't like it. Stupid. It should be meaner.
It could have been much meaner. Angel of Tithes. Colorless, white for a 3/5 angel. As long as Angel of Tithe is untapped, creatures can attack you or planeswalkers you control unless their controller pays 1 colorless for each of those creatures. As long as Archangel is attacking, creatures can't block unless their controller pays 1 for each of those creatures. This is so cool. I love the flipping of that effect. The initial is common. I love having another, pillow fort, good defense piece, but the whole you got to pay to block. Oh, love it. Love it. Love it. Agreed. This card is absolutely perfect.
I like stacks. I like, do stuff to me. I gave it a 26.
Ditto. I think this could easily fit where it makes sense. Downside's that triple white. That part does like
white.
Yeah, that's a lot of white.
That's a white brick.
That's a whole white brick.
Aven Interrupter is the second best card in the whole entire thing. I'm gonna just let you know. 1 colorless white for a bird rogue. 2/2 flash flying. Whenever it enters the battlefield, exile target spell. It becomes plotted. Spells your opponents cast from graveyard or exile costs 2 more to cast.
Yeah.
No. And then you thought you was going to cast it for free? Nope. You can if you kill this.
Yeah, exactly. You have to kill this, and this is a technical
stacked piece.
And white counter magic?
Y'all, they're going to be like, Honorable Sensei is not honorable. He just wants to play stacks. Yes.
Honorable stacks.
Yes. I want you to feel pain.
You do like stacks pieces. I'm surprised you've never built a pure stacks deck.
Yeah, because that's boring.
Yeah, they do kind of play boring.
I want to stacks you and then beat you.
I'm gonna drain you. I gave it a 4.
I'm giving it a 2. It was a 3. I'm making it 2. I don't care.
No, you can adjust. I think it's very powerful. I think it's very, very good. I'm happy that they're continuing the trend of continued salt. I need some salty
Giving
cards.
white like counter-ish spells. We need another color outside of blue to interact in the stack.
Yeah. No, I agree. It can't just be blue or have to have a splash of it to do it. Lively Dirge. We got a colorless and a black sorcery, another spree card. So for 2 or 3 in total, search your library for a card and put it into your graveyard, then shuffle. For another 2 colorless, return up to 2 creature cards with total mana value 4 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. Now that's where it gets good.
It's okay. As a person who likes Reanimator, this is okay.
Yeah.
It's an entomb and then like bring something back.
Mm-hmm. The mana stipulation,
I mean, it's only 1 black.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. It's not horrible. I gave it a 51. I think it's a solid, there are better options, but there are worse ones.
78 because it's butt.
You do way more grave shenanigans, so I trust your judgment.
Kellen joins up. What does Kellen the Kid do? He's green, white, blue, legendary enchantment. Whenever it enters the battlefield, you may exile a non-land card with mana value 3 or less from your hand. If you do, it becomes plotted. Whenever a legendary creature enters the battlefield under your control, put a +1/+1 counter on each creature you control. All right, let's just add this to the list of cards that go in Joda.
Yep. Just immediately, just get out.
I don't think there's anything more to say. It's a 31. Put it in your Joda deck.
Yeah, I'm right there. Gave it a 29. This is just Joda Enchantment 2.0. Make sure you grab Tiny Bones on your way out the door. Next, we have Fleeting Reflections, colorless and a blue for an instant. It's a very cute art. Says target creature you control gains hexproof until end of turn. Untap that creature until end of turn. It becomes a copy of up to 1 other target creature. Doesn't have to be one you own. I like this for the sense of either protection or in the sense of doing some weird. You can do some weird stuff with this because it doesn't have to be something you own. I love clones. I have a passion. I think they're a very fun type, so I gave it a 15. If you weren't running a clone deck, there's better protection.
It's 95. It's Buns. Don't play this card. I hate it.
He hates clones.
I like clones, just not bad ones.
Yeah, that's not the greatest.
That's why I gotta say 3 steps ahead. It's a spree card, blue instant. For 1 and a blue, counter target spell. For 3 colors, create a token that's a copy of target artifact or creature you control. And then for 2, draw 2 cards and discard a card. This card's sort of cool in a standard set and not in Commander. So I gave it an 85.
I gave it a 44. I didn't think it was too horrid, but it's funny. I do see that being way more of a standard.
This thing is broken in standard. Oh my goodness.
That's definitely a standard card. Shifting Grift. Blue sorcery, another spree. Add 2 more. Exchange control of 2 target creatures. Add 1. Exchange control of 2 target artifacts. Add another 1. Exchange control of 2 target enchantments. This is a very fun include for a bad gifts deck. Outside of that, it's not good. So if you're a bad gifts deck, I give you a 40. If not, I agree with honorable.
Yeah, it's 97 if you're not gifting it. Yeah. If you are, this is like a really good card.
Really good. It's hard to find bad gift deck like cards. This is a really good one.
This is going to be like an auto include.
Yeah, auto include for that.
Outcaster Trailblazer. 2 colors and a green for human druid. When it ETPs, add 1 mana of any color. I forget, it's a 4/2. Whenever another creature with power 4 or greater enters the battlefield under your control, you may draw a card and you can plot it for 2 colors and a green. I think if you're like a blink deck with green, it's a pretty decent card. It gives you mana now.
Yeah. And then it also, if you're blinking other things, is a card draw engine.
Yeah, and that's where I would play this and nowhere else. That's why I gave it a 44.
42, same thought process. This card fits great in Blinky Horse, green-white. You'd fit perfect into that. Smuggler's Surprise. Another good powerhouse card here. Good old Trojan Horse. For a green instant spree, we have add 2 colorless, mill 4 cards, and you may put up to 2 creature and or land cards from among the milled cards into your hand. For adding 4 colorless and a green, you may put up to 2 creature cards from your hand onto the battlefield. And then for just a colorless, creatures you control power 4 or greater gain hexproof and indestructible until end of turn. Everything on here is good.
Really good rates too.
Like, it's just good. This is just good all around. Green, mono green, rejoice. This is a good card.
People were comparing this to Tooth and Nail. It's not Tooth and Nail, but
it tries to be.
It's pretty cool.
I gave it a 17. I can see this easily fitting into almost anything. It's also single greens, no doubles, so it fits everywhere.
Yeah, you can splash this. I gave it a 17. I probably copied you.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Dance of the Tumbleweed.
This is so good.
It's terrible. 1 colorless and a green for a spree. Search your library for a basic land or desert, put onto the battlefield, then shuffle. And then for 3 colors, create a elemental creature token where access the number of lands you control. I thought this card was like really, really, really good. And then because, you know, you get a basic land and you put it onto the battlefield untapped. But I thought it was instant speed and it's not.
Yeah, I mean,
I thought it was like a hero type card.
Yeah,
but it's not. So it's buns to me. I gave it a 95.
I'm giving this a 1 only for one reason, and I know you know why. I built a lands destruction desert deck, and this is a new desert tutor or desert ramp. And those were hard to find. They're no longer. So if you aren't playing a Deserts deck and you're just like, oh, I need ramp, stay away from this.
I'm not from Arizona, so I don't care.
No dancing with no tumbleweeds.
Not for me.
Rustler's Rampage. He's riding on a cow. For a single white, got an instant spree. For a colorless, untap all creatures target player controls. For another colorless, target creature gains double strike until end of turn. This has a really good quote. Release the cows. This one's not crazy bad. I'm confused by it, so I'm giving it a 98.
I'm not confused by it. It's a cool combat trick. If you like combat tricks, this is for you. If you don't play it. It's not for me. 98.
Oh, watch your boots.
Watch your boots. I'm skipping.
Ain't even gonna hit it.
Reckless Lackey. I'm still in it. It's mono red for a goblin pirate. It's a 1/2 first strike haste. You can sacrifice the lackey for 2 colorless and a red and draw a card and create a treasure token. First to fray, first to pay. It's Zorro. Like, he's got a dagger in his mouth and a sword in each hand.
It's literally 3
So
sword
one
styles.
piece, and he gives you a treasure.
He's a lackey. He's not a captain.
What else do you want?
This is an incredible goblin. I love goblins. You know how I guys feel about them. I'm giving this a top 5 spot. Top 5.
I don't like goblins, but he's pretty cool. And I hate One Piece, so never play this card.
Never. The One Piece is real.
The One Piece is fake. That show sucks.
Assimilation Aegis. For a colorless white-blue for a artifact equipment, when it enters the battlefield, exile up to 1 target creature until Assimilation Aegis leaves the battlefield. When it becomes attached to a creature for as long as Assimilation Aegis, man, this is hard to say 5 times fast, remains attached to it, that creature becomes a copy of a creature card exiled with Assimilation Aegis, equipped for 2. So this is I tucked away your thing, and now I get to pretty much hit you with it.
Yeah, I'm gonna turn my 1/1 into
Your coma.
Yeah, now I get the serpents.
They're my snakes.
They're my snakes in my boot.
I gave it a 34. I think this is a cool equipment. I'm mad about the coloring of it, but it makes sense.
I gave it a 28 because I like to blink, and this can be blinked, and it can steal multiple things. I don't know how that works.
Until it leaves the battlefield.
Okay, never mind. Let's turn this back to a 68. I hate this card. I can't read.
Quick maths.
Quick maths don't like me no read. Okay.
You about to dive into the deep?
Dive into, what is it, the bog?
The bog.
Pillage the bog. Pillage the bog. Green and a black. Look at the top X sorcery. Look at the top X cards of your library. Where X is twice the number of lands you control. Put one of them into your hand and the rest of the bottom of your library in a random order, and you can plot it for a colorless in Golgari. I think this is a pretty good, like, budget card.
Yeah.
Like it's not a tutor, but it's close.
Yes. It's also, the artwork's really cool.
Nasty. Is that doo-doo water?
He coming out of the doo-doo water.
Coming out of the doo-doo water.
He was born again doo-doo water. So I want us to hit on some of these big nasties. So I'm gonna skip forward a couple of chapters.
Oh no, you skipping one. It's right there.
Ooh.
I'm gonna do it for you then. Rakdos joins up. 3 colorless black red. Legendary enchantment is Rakdos. He like to join. Whenever this enters the battlefield, Return target creature card from your graveyard to your battlefield with 2 +1/+1 counters. That's not even the good part. Whenever a legendary creature you control dies, Rakdos joins up, deals damage equal to that creature's power to target opponent. You play this in Joda.
Yeah, this was definitely not Thunder Bluff. It was Thunder Joda. It was Joda Bluff.
It was Joda Bluff. You play this in Joda and then they can never board wipe you.
Oh yeah, no, it's so scary. As if Joda and Legendary Typal needed any more help. Oh, what'd you give it?
I'm gonna give it a Joda out of 100.
I also am gonna give it a smooth Joda. I think this definitely is a Joda must include. I got Return the Favor. Finally, a non-Joda card. Red for another instant spree. For a colorless, copy target instant spell, sorcery spell, activated ability, or triggered ability. You may choose new targets for the copy. And for another colorless, change the target of target spell or ability with a single target. Return the Favor is like a fancy, reverberate, or almost like a deflecting swat. This is very beautiful.
It can counter a spell in 2 different ways. It's funny if they have a counter spell.
Yeah. This is a very unique and good flavored red spell. I gave it a 2. I think this is a chef's kiss alternative if you don't have that. I'm
gonna give it a 27 because it's red.
Oh man.
And it can maybe do some funny stuff. But it's probably going to be used to copy a spell, which copies a spell, which copies a spell, which copies a spell.
Yeah, it probably is hitting that Magecraft.
What do I want to do?
Ooh, what about that last one there?
Nah, I'll leave that one to you. I'm gonna talk about. I'm a Florida boy. We're gonna talk about some jits.
Ooh,
Las Jite. I know how to actually say it.
Now that's jit.
That's jit.
On some tight.
Where that boy come from?
That's on tight. You know.
That's on everything.
That's on everything.
It is a equipment, 1 mana legendary equipment. Whenever equip creature deals combat damage. Period. Put a charge counter on the lost jit. Remove a charge counter from the lost jit. You can untap a land or target creature can't block this turn, or put a +1/+1 counter on equip creature. The equip cost is 1. This is a callback to Umezawa's Jite. It's not as powerful.
It's not.
But it's still really, really bonkers.
Yeah, it's really cool.
It's on combat damage, so they can block and you still get a counter on the jit.
Yeah.
The jit is still useful.
And the modes or choices that it gives you aren't bad. They're not bad at all.
Untap a land.
Mm-hmm. So
they can't block.
In theory, you can get something out earlier because you can tap the mana, float it, and then, tap it, untap it.
It's got double strike. You get double the counters.
Yep.
You can proliferating
it.
You can shoe shine it. I don't care. You can do a lot of stuff.
Yo, jit, mad useful. We got the Formori Vault. This is a land. That's why I am so happy to see these. I love land cards. You got me hooked on utility lands. Formori Vault, a land that taps for a colorless. For 3 colorless, tap, discard a card. Look at the top X cards of your library, where X is the number of artifacts you control. Put one of those cards into your hand and the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. Yes, you heard that right. This is a land that lets you go dig for artifacts matters. And it's colorless. No color identity. This thing is incredible. This is I love lands that interact like this. This thing is powerful. I gave it a 3.
I'm gonna give it a Finding Nemo out of 99 because you're gonna find them.
You're gonna find them.
You're gonna find them.
It's crazy good. I mean, At first when I was reading it, I thought it was gonna be a one-time use. I thought it was gonna be like
sacrifice.
Yeah, like sacrifice this or discard this land, and then you get to do that effect. No, this is repeatable. And then you put it in like an emery, like a graveyard artifact deck. Oof, gross.
Put it in a token artifact deck, and it's just gonna be like a tutor.
Yeah, because
on the land.
You're just gonna go through your whole deck.
I got 100 artifacts. All right, I'm gonna just go find the thing that's gonna kill you. You dead.
Oop, there it is.
Oop, there it is.
Real bad man.
Help me.
Prepared to die.
I'm dying.
Those are some of the spoilers. We spoiled some stuff. We didn't spoil some other stuff because this video's long.
And there's just so many. This set had a lot of good cards.
A lot. This is a very powerful set.
At first, I didn't like it. I really didn't. And then you helped me look through, I guess, a different lens or perspective on it. And I find myself making more graveyard decks, having more grave interactions, and also like cheating cards.
Get out of here.
I can't.
Stay out of my graveyard.
I'm addicted.
Play some more stacks pieces.
Oh, man. Yeah.
You need to play legendary stack piece Joda artifact deck.
Oh, man.
You can play like all the best cards and
I mean, yeah, there it is. There
plus
it is.
enchantments.
Wooburg, good stuff. Thunder Bluff.
Wooburg artifact enchantment legendary Joda.
And
stacks.
And just remember, when in doubt, play Joda.
Play 'em.
Oh, guys, I hope that you have enjoyed another absolute jib-jab of a leak. We try to keep up with them. If there's anything you guys want to hear or see, let us know in comments below. And hit that like and subscribe. It really helps out.
Please, I need money to buy expensive magic cards.
I can't feed the habit unless the habit feeds itself.
Exactly. You think I did this for you? I did this for Joda.
I did it for the Joda. I did it for the Joda.
I'm going to have 6 different Joda decks.
All of them are technically one color. Joda's the helm, and then you all mono black.
Joda's the helm, and it's all mono green.
Call that a mono green type Joda. All right, that's what that is.
Oh man. All right. Peace out, you guys.
And this has been
the Longturnlarry podcast. Bitches.